Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena action. Today, we are playing a very fun jank Boros deck built around the new card Hare Apparent from Foundations. It is a 2-mana, 2/2 Rabbit Noble, and when it enters the battlefield, you create a number 1/1 Rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures you control named Hare Apparent. And a deck can have any number of cards named Hare Apparent in it. So, we're playing 22 of them, so we should see them a bunch. So what do we do with Hare Apparent? Well, the goal of this deck is just to get a bunch of them onto the battlefield, make a bunch of rabbit tokens, use that to make a bunch of mana with 3 Tree City, play out some explosive spells like Over the Top or Kayla's Reconstruction to pull out even more hares and other creatures from our deck onto the battlefield, and then kind of swing in for a surprise lethal using the haste and pump up we get from Imodane's Recruiter. Let's go through all the cards one by one, just because the deck is so simple. We have Hinterland Sanctifier. There's a 1-drop rabbit. This is whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life, so you can gain hundreds of life in the right matchups or in the right games when you really get going off. It's also in this deck just to give us a 1-drop rabbit, so more often we have something to do on turn 1. The other option we have is playing out a tap land, just so that we make use of our mana most wisely. Then we have our Hare Apparent as our 2-drop in the deck. And then we have 3 drops here. The reason we have only 3-drop creatures in the deck besides our Hare Apparent and our Hinterland Sanctifier is because Kayla's Reconstruction says look at the top 7 cards of your library, put X artifact and or creature cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it's similar to Collected Company. It's a sorcery and you pay X into it and you look at the top 7 and put creatures or artifacts onto the battlefield that way. So if we have a bunch of mana, we can actually pay 7 into this, and then we get maybe like 4 or 5 creatures out of it, which is pretty cool. But our 3 drops here is Delney, Streetwise, Lookout. The ability that we care most about from this card is if an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers additional time. This means we're going to gain even more life, we're going to make even more rabbits with Hare Apparent, and we're going to pump up our board even more with Imodane's Recruiter. Now, Imodane's Recruiter, we can use actually both sides of the card, or both the adventure and the creature side. The creature side is the most relevant here because it says when it enters, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. This will get doubled up with Delney because when it enters, it'll be 2 power or less. And yeah, now the big namesake or fun card in this deck is Over the Top. If you've really been itching to play this card, this is a good deck to do it in. It is 7 mana sorcery. Each player reveals the number of cards from their top of their library equal to the number of non-land permanents they control. This includes tokens. And then puts all permanent cards they revealed this way onto the battlefield and puts the rest in their graveyard. So if we are going wide with a bunch of rabbits, we're going to reveal even more cards. And then we have predominantly permanents in our deck. They're going to enter the battlefield and they're going to do their enter the battlefield triggers. And hopefully this turns into flipping our entire deck onto the battlefield and swinging in for lethal as Imodane's gives everything haste. Notably, big card in the deck, 3 Tree City. This is a legendary land. It means you can only have 1 of them at a time. So it's kind of annoying having 3 of them in the deck, but you really want to hit this card because it just makes making mana so much easier. As it enters, you choose a creature type, and then the last ability, you pay to tap it, choose a color, and add an amount of mana equal to of that color equal to the number of creatures you control of that chosen type. So we're gonna have a bunch of rabbits on the battlefield. This is one of the reasons why we have Hinterland Sanctifier, but Hare Apparent's tokens it makes are also rabbits. We're gonna name rabbit every time, and then hopefully we'll have like, I don't know, 6 rabbits on the battlefield. 20 rabbits on the battlefield. We tap this, we make like 20 mana, we can cast our Over the Top or Kayla's Reconstruction and take over the game from there. So hopefully we'll have some good games. Let's hop into the rank ladder and see how we can do. Alright. I mean, I guess this is a hand we can keep. I will say this deck, as I mentioned, is a bit jank. You know, you draw the right cards, you need to draw the right cards in the right order. You need your opponent to not be necessarily murdering you too fast or in the right or controlling the board too well, because you need to build up your rabbits on the board. But yeah, we'll give this a go. I changed changed the audio for the videos some. I tried to balance things out a little bit better, so let me know if things sound alright, if anything's too quiet, too loud. But yeah, opponent looks like they're on Golgari Elves potentially. Interesting playing Fabled Passage. Oh my goodness, all the Hare Apparents. At least we have the 3-tree city, so we might be able to start making some additional mana here. Yeah, Elves it is. Golgari Elves is it's probably the best color for Elves. We play mono green Elves. I think mono green Elves are still really good. But I think Golgari Elves does have a lot of extra power to it because you get access to Glissa, which is that Death Touch First Strike 3/3. Whenever it connects, you get like a triggered ability. You can destroy an enchantment, remove counters from things, or draw you a card and lose you life. But yeah. Probably one of the best reasons to be going into Golgari, besides you also get additional removal spells. The opponent has access to like 7 mana. Or 6 mana. Probably just play some elves and draw some cards. They did not draw a card. Interesting. Now they definitely draw a card, right? Opponent popping off in their own right. Play 3-tree city because it comes in untapped. We'll name Rabbit. And then, because it doesn't really matter how we do this. Now, actually it does because we lost a life. I could have prevented that life loss if I tapped differently. We had 3-3 cities, tap for 3 white. Yikes. This is probably one of the worst matchups, I would have to say, in the sense that they're also just slamming the board. And so if we do get like into over the top, I think we'll still win just because we make so many tokens, but I don't need another Hare Apparent. I think I've got enough of the hares. It's very hairy, the situation we're in. I'll stop making puns now. But if we had that Hinterland Sanctifier, we would have drawn or gained so much life, which would have been nice. But we can chump block a lot. We have 28 mana on our next turn, so hopefully we find like a over the top, I guess, because I think we still win if we over the top. Over the top is such a silly fun card because your opponent also gets to flip things from the top of their library. But I think in our situation it will still help us because we're probably going to hit the token limit of like 256 rabbit tokens, and then they're all going to get pumped up. You were supposed to be here last turn, Hinterlings. You're late. Opponent, maybe they're looking for their Nissa, the Planeswalker, which gives everything like trample. Then we definitely can't live. They have so much mana. If they had like a single Tyvar stand, they would be in such a good situation. And then they're going to be able to make this Wildborn Preserver into pretty big. Actually, Tyvar stand wouldn't help since we're able to go so wide at the moment. Doesn't really matter what we tap, I don't think, but we'll just do this anyways. It should be +8 life. Maybe that'll save us. Or 7 life. I forgot it says other. Well, this is a very interesting game. Our opponent has so much mana. They have like 30 mana. They could pump up their Wildborn Preserver a bunch. They have 2 Archdruids. They can tap for mana. Yep. Slightly large elf. We played an elf deck a couple days ago, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It just feels very magic-y playing elves, where you just kind of play out dudes, draw cards, make dudes big, swing in. Now, if they had a 3-tree city, think about how much mana they could have. Oh my goodness, please. Anything but a Hare Apparent. Actually, that's a little bit of a lie, but like... No, I wanted to gain life. It's okay. We're still going wide. I don't know why our opponent hasn't been swinging in. We're not going to be like kill any of their elves, most likely. But it would be probably smart to kill some of their elf lords. But yeah, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elf lords. That's insane. I don't even know if we would win if we over the top, but I really hope we top deck it. It would be so fun. We get to draw another card with our Leaf Crown Visionary. Is it another elf? We'll find out. It is. They didn't pump mana into their preservers. They get a legend rule because it'll give them another card regardless. It's crazy how many elf lords there are in standard now. Such a silly game. Still haven't hit a land. Vivian. Okay. So they can take up Vivian. Start looking for more cards. And then eventually get their trample that way. Oh my goodness, another elf lord. Please tell me you hit a land. Just hit a land for me. Still no land. What is this? How many like non-land cards are they hit back to back? Wow. Land? Still no land. This is insane. This is insanity. Alright, I really want to top deck over the top and see who wins. Everyone with their deck on the line, who wins? That is the worst we could have top decked. Ugh. We got like 3 more turns.
Oh, I've made lots of friends in this town.
Another elf lord. They have 2 cards in hand. Surprisingly, they haven't hit more Leaf Crown Visionaries because they could draw a bunch more cards. Really? Really? Come on, come on. I don't know why our opponent hasn't swung in. We have 53 rabbits on the battlefield, so if we top deck over the top, we will put our entire deck onto the battlefield. This would be like the most insane first game if that happens.
Nature speaks.
What is my... I'll pull up my match history with this deck. The ladder reset today, so I'm climbing back through gold. I'm 2 and 4 with the deck so far. Okay, if I top deck another 3-tree city, I will laugh though. They're gonna play their entire deck. Do they have a Nissa? They need something to give trample. Most nonsensical game. I think we win if we top deck over the top is the thing. That's why I'm holding out here. Just have to go get lucky. They're gonna deck themselves. I mean, alternatively, if we over the top, they're gonna put their entire deck onto the battlefield. Oh, I can't count. They would put their entire deck onto the battlefield and they would also lose. Alright, well, this is gonna be painful. How negative do we go? Of the first strike. Pretty close, pretty close. Alright, we have over the top in hand. We're gonna say patience is a virtue and hope that we draw all the right cards here. Lay out the bivouac. Alright, opponent is probably on like Boros auras, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. Delney is a nice 3-drop we can curve out with. Or are they mono white enchantments? Or just mono white aggro? I don't know, they could be anything. Yeah, we'll play Delney. Really would not have liked to draw a tap land here, but nice thing with these tap lands is that you can scry / surveil with them. You could swap these out for the temples if you really want. We don't have anything that plays with the graveyard, so the surveil isn't necessarily better than the scry. I will play Hare Apparent. You want to go wide, opponent? Let's go wide. That's a land, but I'm looking for a really good land. The bestest of lands. Opponent, that's a lot of 1-drops. That is a lot of 1-drops. Material armor only pumps up for enchantments. Yeah, +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. First strike. I'm not gonna bother blocking. It's only gonna get bigger and then we can block it later on. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of rabbits. So if we top deck like a Imodane's Recruiter, we might be able to just end the game. Or if we top deck a 3-tree city, we will end the game, probably. So we have like 2 outs. Assuming our opponent doesn't just blow up our entire board somehow. Please, nothing that hurts too much. Search for an aura, god, or demigod card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Invasion of Theros. Ethereal armor. Okay. I feel like using a 4-drop or a 3-drop to search for a 1-drop is a little bit crazy, but Ethereal armor is a pretty good card. No mana. Are they going to attack? No attack. Well, we top deck 2 lands in a row. We will get to our over the top. If we top deck Imodanes, I think we still win. The heart of the cards decides this one. Enduring Innocence, I like it. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with power 2 or less enters, draw a card. This triggers once each turn. If it dies as a creature, return it to the battlefield as an enchantment. A bunch of triggers for having an enchantment enter the battlefield. We have our man land for when opponent sweeps the board. I don't think they will, but something we can do. Okay, one more land. One more land. And we get to over the top. At this point, I'm asking for land, and I will specify to the shuffler, please, untapped if you can. That would be pretty cool. How many permanents do we have on the battlefield? Or non-land permanents, right? It was the number of non-land permanents. So yeah, we have 16 non-land permanents. The opponent has a lot of stuff too, but like, we go so wide if we flip the right cards. And we hasten if we flip the right cards, so. Gain as much life as you would like. I don't like the background for this, the static. It's a little obnoxious. Alright. Untapped land, untapped land. I don't think we die, hopefully, maybe. Unless they have a way to make something unblockable. It's unlikely, but... What does this flip into? Indestructible as long as you control other... Has lifelink and indestructible as long as you control. Whenever another enchantment you control enters, draw a card. Is it an enchantment itself? It is. Nah. You can have it. We'll let you have your triggers. I want to keep as many permanents on the battlefield as possible. At least that's my idea. They'll have a giant life linking body, but because they're going to put like 3 counters on it, presumably. Take all the counters from the scavenger. No. I guess they want everything to be big enough to trade. Oh, please, shuffler. Be good, be good. I waited patiently through my opponent's turn. Alright. Like one of the worst possible draws. It's not even... Whatever. Okay. It's okay, it's okay. artifact, so it doesn't really trigger much. Already had their one Enduring Innocence trigger. Please don't kill Delney. That's the only thing I asked for. Might have Sheltered by Ghosts to exile something. Okay, anything off the top of the deck at this point would make me relatively happy. Opponent also has like a board that gets stronger as they keep more things on it, so this is a bit of a annoying matchup, let's just say that. They have Sheltered by Ghosts, but they can't use it. I will block this time. Actually, are they gonna go for it? Swing for face. I think I'll just take it then. Doesn't kill me. It's a bit nonsensical that our opponent's not swinging with like their 3/3s, their 6/6. But I don't make the rules. My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. I guess it's better than top decking another Delney. My goodness, can we just... Yep. Big lifelinker, exile Delney. A million triggers later that are going to take forever to resolve. Do we even win at this point? I don't even know if it's possible for us to win. Well, it's definitely possible. I hope this over the top isn't too bad at this point. The opponent's also going to flip over a bunch of things. Please not another Sheltered by Ghosts. That's literally the only thing I asked for. Roll a card with Afara. Oh yeah, a million triggers later. Wait, did they just put a counter on one of our creatures? No, okay. I thought it was pointing at one of the hairs. Ugh. Please no more triggers. Just stop. Alright, press blockers. I do need to block these, otherwise I die. I'll do that. No trample. Gain a bunch. Fine. Damage. They flip this. They legend rule. They get more triggers because it's enchantments. They opted not to cast it. Intriguing. Whatever. We'll just hope to flip some lands. Here goes nothing. The opponent's gonna flip like a bajillion cards, but I hope we're just flipping the better cards. Opponent has to choose all their targets for all their auras. This is presumably our land. We'll name Rabbit. We flip over 15 cards. What are those 15 cards? Do we have enough lands to activate it? No, we don't. Okay, that's fine. We hit... Did we hit a Imodanes? We didn't hit an Imodanes. Oh, whatever. We're going to gain a bunch of life. Another over the top might finish the job. What did they hit? Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, they hit a doll maker shop. But they're going to have to open it. Doll maker shop actually would probably not be, or the porcelain gallery might not be terrible for this deck. That's another thing you could swap the over the top with. Oh wait, we have enough to activate the Three Tree City. So we can give everything haste. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I'm just gonna turn off audio for this portion. Because otherwise we're gonna get so much of this static sound stacking up, it's gonna be awful. This is like, if it's a win, it's a win. We'll take it. I don't even think this is a win though. We'll have to find out. We hit 7 more Hare Apparents though. That's gonna make like 40 more hairs or something. More than that. Nah, I'm gonna turn the audio back on. I think we're through most of the triggers, or the annoying triggers. Maybe not. Scry a dozen times. Maybe we can make them deck themselves. Opponents or triggers are taking so long, they're timing out. Yeah, I forgot to mention that you might break the arena client with this one. Because the moment the opponent's triggers are resolving, then ours are going to go on the stack, and we're going to have just a few. I have a sneaking suspicion if we don't end the game this turn, we might be in trouble. I just hope we make enough hairs. Just a few triggers. You might want to fast forward if I don't think this will take too long. It looks like our opponent isn't like holding priority. If we had another over the top, think about that. Not very useful. Not particularly useful. Alright, we have... I'm talking just a bit of mana. Let's just hope this is lethal. And we're gonna send it here. Wish we got to play the Delney before that, because we'd have been able to pump up all our board twice, but... Oh. the opponent may have ran out of time, so they weren't able to sign blockers, or they just didn't bother. But yeah, we won. Okay. I'm gonna play a few more games and see if we can get a slightly more convincing result than that, but that is a pretty spectacular win on the books, I will say. We're playing 24 lands, so hopefully this 2-lander isn't devastating. It looks like our opponent on Golgari Elves, and we haven't hit our Hinterland Sanctifier, so we're probably gonna die to damage pretty quickly. Or they're gonna remove all our Hare Apparents until we cry and weep. Scavenging Ooze. Okay, so we're just Golgari value then, I guess. Doesn't really make too much of a difference whether or not we do this. Maybe it does. That's a very nice art for Scavenging Ooze. The Scoos. I play out 2 Hare Apparents. I'll make 1 rabbit extra. Or I could play out Delney. I think I'm going to actually for the 2 Hare Apparents. And we're just going to hopefully top deck a land, and then we can play Delney and then a Hare Apparent. And I'll make a bunch of rabbits. Probably will block the Glissa if we can. Opponent struggling to find their land drops, but they got the Elves, so they got mana. They got mana. Do I want them to draw a card? Presumably not. You can hit us with the Scoos and make it bigger if you want. If it's a creature card that they exile, they get to put a +1 counter on it and end gain a life? Is it? Okay, so it's only if it's a creature you get the counter and the life. Interesting. Delney's, our land drop is not happening, so double Hare Apparent. Make a bunch of chump blockers. Alright. What are we looking for off the top? A 3-tree city. That is what we are looking for. The opponent has 4 green mana, so they could make this Scavenging Ooze lethal, so we do need to double chump. We'll go down some. They make their flying black demon. Interesting. They're tapped out of enough mana to actually do the Scavenging Ooze, so I think we're just gonna gamble, take 1 hit. I mean, we're gonna die next turn pretty much almost regardless, I think. Okay. Is that a win? Is this a win? We're gonna find out if we just won. Because math is for blockers. And we won. Bravo. We played a lot of errors. Well, we just Imodane, and it was pretty cool. Hinterland Sanctifier. Hopefully our opponent's playing black. Goodbye, bunny. 07. What? Wait, I'm gonna Google the difference between rabbit and bunny, because I meant to talk about that in this video because I was curious. Well, I guess there's rabbit, bunny, hare. There's a bunch of terminology. Alright, according to the dodo.com, comes down to age. Young rabbits are called bunnies, unofficially. Are bunny and a rabbit the same thing? The answer is kind of. So I guess hare is maybe the different one. What's the difference between rabbit, bunny, and hare? Alright, bunny is simply a colloquial term used for the same species, especially when talking about a small or young rabbit. A hare is a completely different species from a rabbit. Hares are bigger with longer ears and hind legs. The biggest difference is in their earlier life stages. Ooh. Now you know. And do I want to land? I'm going to be running out of Hare Apparent soon, so I don't think I really need... like a... Ah, I meant to surveil it away. Talk about why I don't need it, and then I proceed to keep it. That's a bit of an oopsie. But yeah, that's why we have like the elegant parlors, is to hopefully smooth out our drawing, since we don't have any sort of draw spells really. You're a disgusting person. How could they? Brotherhood's End again. Dragon. Okay, that's cool. I wonder if they're playing the double damage dragon. Is this a concede angle? No. We don't concede because we could top deck a Kayla's Reconstruction, and things get out of hand with Kayla's Reconstruction. Can get out of hand with Kayla's Reconstruction. Because the right Kayla's Reconstruction, we hit like multiple Hare Apparents and then Imodanes, and we just swing in for surprise lethal. So we're keeping it. They're stealing our bunnies. What the heck? This is unconscionable. You're never out till you're out. Particularly with this kind of explosive decks. I remember making a Kayla's Reconstruction deck with Devilish Valet. That was a fun card. Would work pretty well with this, but it's not in standard anymore. They do have the Twin Flame Tyrant. Is that any damage? Yeah, if source you control would deal damage to an opponent, it deals double. And we top deck land. I think that means we are very, very dead. How dead are we exactly? Just a bit. We'll keep. I don't really like having double mountain hand. How many mountains we even have? We have 2 mountains in the entire deck. We drew both of them. That's impressive. Begin the herring. You could swap out the over the top for Genesis Wave, I was thinking about. Another way to get a bunch of, or pull a bunch of cards off the top of your library. Probably is slightly worse in this particular deck. Nice thing with the Imodane's Recruiter is that they can also just build up a board from pretty much nothing. Because you have the Trained Troops. You can cast this side. Trained Troops, 4 mana or 5 mana sorcery. And then you can cast its creature side. I'm saying side, but it's not really a side, but you get the idea. No fun deck. I got it. I might put this down on Knight at this rate. It's fun. Do I put it down on Knight? I should put it on a human. What the heck is wrong with me? Fine. Top deck a... It's me snoring. Double wham. Unlock the other side. Ghostly answers. Oh, do we win? No, 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 no. Use that card in exile. You want to use it. I know you desperately want. You strongly desire. Damn it. I've been bested. They played out. This thing makes a thing. I could there. Alright, well. Delney would have legend ruled. Free card. I need to put another creature on the battlefield or remove one of ours, or we do technically win. They did put creature on battlefield. Bye bye, Delney. Damn, this Ghostly Dancer's card is disgusting. Oh man, I was really holding out my breath for a Kayla's Reconstruction. Whenever an enchantment enters, card is disgusting. Alright, off the top. Kayla, Reconstruction. I think I win. Unless they have another Leyline binding. Oh, I forgot they even get another blocker. That's fun. Alright, I kept his hand. We have Hinterland Sanctifier into some hares, and then Elegant Parlor maybe helps me find something useful. Get in there, bunny. Okay, we got them to waste their cut down on not a Hare Apparent, so we start to get more value out of these sooner. You really did not want to take 1 damage. That's the funny thing. They could have just waited, take the 1 damage, and then killed the Hare Apparent. Why sometimes it's okay to take damage. Opponent on demons, so they're probably on the demon combo deck, maybe. By the demon combo deck, I'm referring to the Bloodletter of Alcazar, which doubles up damage the opponent or life they lose during your turn, plus like a card that makes them lose half their life, and then they instantly lose all of it because it gets doubled. Just want one more. One more explosive game if we can.
Become subdued.
Jace just slows us down. They can play a land and then sweep up the entire board with Deadly Cover-Up. If they have Deadly Cover-Up and 6 mana in their graveyard, they could exile all of the Hare Apparents from her. Nope, they just have Harvester of Misery, which happens to be perfect into us. Alright, we're just gonna have to hope to top deck Kayla of Reconstruction or Imodane's Recruiters. As neither. Ultimate Kicks, they can return their other Harvester of Misery. Or they're going to actually search their library. They did have Demon set as one of their encounterable. Maybe they're searching for the combo. They don't have enough mana to kill us all in one go. At least not yet. They would need 6, or no. They would need, either they would need the Unstoppable Slasher plus the Bloodletter, and then the Unstoppable Slasher would have to be able to swing in. Or they would need Bloodletter of the Aclazotz into like the Spree card that costs like 4 or 5 mana to make the opponent lose half their life. We wait a turn. We can only do this. We can only do this for 2. So is it worth waiting a turn to do it for 3? Probably not in some regards. They probably have another Harvester of Misery because they like to harvest us of our misery. We'll get the double Hare Apparent to make 2 rabbits. It's games like these where Kayla's Reconstruction is one of the better top decks. Doesn't look like we will be doing any winning this game, because we're pretty much dead on board. Opponent doesn't need no combo and they can just kill.
Become subdued.
They had 1 removal spell. Well, actually they would need 2 removal spells to kill us there, but yeah. That's gonna do it. That will do it for this round. For this game. Okay, Elegant Parlor on turn 1. Hopefully we find something. I feel like we could probably reduce the number of Hare Apparent in the deck and play like maybe 1 or 2 more Kayla's Reconstruction. Imodane's does mean that if we just kind of jam things out, we will eventually win. Though the opponent is on the kill you plan and kill you fast. So this might become difficult, especially since they have a lot of cheap removal spells that can be directed at our hares if they're aware. Yeah, that's problematic. It's gonna make it hard to kill them. Oh my goodness, this card is so broken. Manifold Mouse. Definitely one of the strongest two drops you can play. I haven't ever played it in any of the decks just because I didn't realize how strong being able to give something double strike truly was. Double strike or trample or both, because you can offspring it. And it's a way to target your Heartfire hero each turn, then it gets a trigger. It becomes absolutely massive. Okay, start out with the Hinterland Sanctifier. Tony, you want to see something cool? Just don't kill the bunnies. Don't do it. Oi. It was a card I was gonna play. It was gonna be cool. You're gonna enjoy it. We were both gonna flip things onto the battlefield. No lands. Do we care about having a Hare Apparent? I don't think we do, because that's like a third of the deck anyways. We'll play this before they remove it, maybe. I don't know. There's just no winning. If they have a remove spell, they just make things bad anyways. Aha, you're stuck on lands. Deserved. I don't really want a Hare Apparent, to be honest. I want something like a Kayla's Reconstruction. You have another removal spell? Gross. It's not great. Oh. Oh. That's never good. Alright, we got our mana source. Doesn't make any mana yet. They've killed 4 rabbits. 5 rabbits. 6 rabbits. Kayla's Reconstruction would be very, very good. Imodanes wouldn't be bad. Get a little bit more damage in. Opponent found their 3rd land drop, so now we're in misery. Wait. Kayla's Reconstruction. Just what we need right now. That's not gonna do anything. I might try it next turn. Though, honestly, they're so low that it may have been worth trying. Alright, we're gonna lose 4. They're gonna gain 2. Really? A land? Do we let it cook 1 turn? I think we let it cook 1 turn. So we get it over the top. Maybe we flip into like an Imodanes or something, or a Hare Apparent and an Imodanes. That'd probably be the maximum damage, but the chances that we just flip into 2 lands is also there. So if we can hit like a Hare Apparent, that's gonna make 2 more permanents. So we flip 4 things with over the top. It's 4 damage. It's 4 damage. Please, a Hare Apparent or a Kayla's Reconstruction would be pretty much what we would like. Alright, that is something. This is pretty much mana neutral, thanks to 3 Tree City. And then we do this, make a bunch of red. Play this. I'm still dead because I didn't flip into Imodanes. This is a hand. What goes first? I'm gonna get toasted. Opponent is on something. Some kind of ramp deck, presumably without the beanstalk. Maybe they're on domain. Unlikely, but it is possible. Opponent struggling to hit the cards that they want, and I can relate to that. Whoops, that's not the right card. Looking to play a Hare. Opponent has some spell they can cast here. What could they have that's 3 mana? Oh, get lost. Interesting. The wrong one to kill. I mean, I'm gonna gain lives. I will gain. It's not particularly important avatar. So they're, yeah, an Overlord deck. Play a Hare Apparent. This will give me a bunch of mana next turn. Because I have 6 mana from 3 Tree City. No decks. Want to keep as many of these here. And play like... If I get another land off the top. If it's a red source, then we could probably kill. If it's not a red source, things are going to get awkward. If it's not a land, things also get awkward. Yeah, things are very awkward. Give me a land. That's not a land. Alright, well then give me as much mana as you can muster. Just swing in. Doesn't really matter if we lose a few rabbits. Yeah, they're killing the hares, but that's fine. I have a boatload of mana. And still have a pretty sizable board. Sunfall, they can't cast yet, so they need a white source. It's green. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges is annoying to kill a hare. Delney. Still dead. Oh, we go on like a 5-game loss streak and we get the most sad win. Oh. Kapow. Okay, this is not terrible, like, end, but, opponent really caring about the winning. He's playing the winning card. I miss you, Leyline of Resonance. A little off the top. I made the turn two win before they had the ley line resonate. You had to do like the most jank thing ever. But it was funny. Fling. Okay, okay. No. Oh god, it's a mono white light fiend deck. This card has got to be busted. Maybe we should have played Leyline of Hope in this deck and played a few more 1-drops that gained us life. And that's our win con. Spam Hare Apparent and then Leyline of Hope us the win. Is there, how many other 1-drops gain life in standard at the moment? I don't think there's many other creatures that do what Hinterland Sanctifier does in standard right now. I think one of them rotated out. Alright, congrats, you won. GG's. Well, we can try it. You know what they say, the jank, it comes to those who wait, or something like that. Yep. Just have to lose a few more to win big, right? Hey, caramba. You're gonna lightning strike it. You're gonna torch it. How are you gonna torch my hair? They're on the Boros win deck. I'll show you what a Boros win deck looks like. Looks like this. Bunnies. And lots of... One more land means we could win in like 2 turns. Potentially. Anything with that. Is this a sleeve from Bloomborough? No. Probably not. Has Chandra on it, so. Didn't find their land drop, so that's at least good. Can I get a 3? Nope, no 3-tree city, but it's a lot of rabbits. That's a lot of rabbits. Oh my goodness, we're not gonna hit another over-the-top game, are we? I'm trying to play until we get to one where we get to use over-the-top. But it is hard. Feather of Flight. Taking 8 damage in the air. 10 damage in the air. Wow. Not very nice opponent. You want pain? I'll give you pain. Watch this. Bunny that gives us life. And a guy with a sword. Actually, there's a spear. Hiya! Get bunnied. Get wrecked. Please tell me this is lethal. That's 12. Yeah. Perfect. Easy. Never doubted it. Okay. I see bunnies. I see trees of green. And red. Mono red it is. Can I get something different? Is that like an option? No? Huh? Who runs Pyroclasm in their mono red? What the hell? There's just like no way. That's insane. That is insane. I feel like I just got like targeted. We don't concede. We don't concede. We just suffer. Gotta get rid of that Hinterland Sanctifier. Pyroclasm again. My goodness, I'd lose my mind. I still can't believe it. Pyroclasm in a red deck. I'm swinging with the Hinterland Sanctifier, I think. I don't know if I've had that many opportunities to swing in. I mean, I can see Pyroclasm being alright in like a Monastery Swiftspear mono red deck, because you just don't play any of the creatures that take advantage, or like the 1-drops that would get blown up by it, but it still just feels like I just got like target selected, crimed against. Okay, we have Kayla's Reconstruction. We probably didn't need to concede that last match, but still, I was about done with that. If I see a Pyroclasm, I'm gonna lose it. Yo, a treasure? That's so cool. That's so cool. I don't need more Hare Apparents, I don't think. Just in case I need the mana, I will hold on to the treasure. Yo, Matchmaker, I don't know what I did to you, but can you just like chill? Chill with whatever you're pairing me up against. Shock. Burst lightning. Lightning Helix. Lightning Strike. Pyroclasm. Alright, we might be able to kill the opponent in like the next turn, depending on if we get a land and if there's an Imodane's Recruiter in the next several cards. Not really what I was thinking, but we'll take it. I don't think we die next turn, so we'll just take this. But then we just need to find an Imodane's Recruiter off our Kayla's Reconstruction. I think we win. Assuming we don't die, there is a chance the opponent does kill us if they have the right spells. Nope, they just played another select shot. Goodbye. Yay! We got this. Mantis Toboggan MD. What? There's already a chance we draw land, so I don't think we need a guarantee. We already have 4, so. Oh, they're on mono white like sweeper token nonsense. Holy crap. I get it, matchmaker. You have a special spot for me. And that spot is at like the lowest circle of hell. Oh, I haven't seen this land in so long. Wait a minute. Is Shuffler actually my friend? That's scary. Do I have to draw 2 cards? I need like a rabbit. I don't think we play the 3 tree or like play anything. I think we just pass. Because the Kaylas are going Reconstruction can help us rebuild if they just sweep the board. Which they are very well set up to do that. I want to play a deck with Authority of the Consuls. That card seems so much fun. If I play this, I get 2 more rabbits. If I play 3 Tree City, I can tap this for 6 mana, and then I can Kayla's Reconstruction for 3, or I can tap it for 6 mana, play double Imodanes. Double Imodanes means that we don't really get through much because they have 5. Do I just Kayla's Reconstruction, gamble it all? Why not? All the rabbits. Well, next turn we can win. Assuming they don't have a sweeper, I am not gonna attack in. Doesn't really make a difference. Run it. Wrath of God. Okay. Block these. Yeah, you know what? You don't get to talk anymore. That's just good game. Proceeds to wrath the entire board. Like, yeah, I didn't think that would ever happen. How could you? I guess I've never played this game before. So annoying. Sure, play out the hair. Why not? Really, pretty much no need reason not to. Draw 2 cards. Come on, move it. I'll pause and come back when they decide to play the game. Oh, they decided to play Overlord of the Mist Wars. Okay, we'll play planes. It's really not that hard. If you're gonna remove something, go ahead and do it. Like, I'm kind of fed up with this opponent, really. Okay, they went through one of their timeouts and then let it resolve. Gotta remind myself, if I have no nice things to say, let's just not say it. This opponent, though, is very annoying. What would be the best thing to top deck? I don't think Over the Top is particularly good. Kayla's Reconstruction would be pretty good. Kayla's Reconstruction is just so good when you're playing into these decks that have like a ton of removal. So Hare Apparent. If I play this, I get 2 rabbits, so that kind of pays for itself with Retreat City? No. So I can play a land, I can Imodane's Recruiter, and then play out an Imodane's Recruiter, I think. And they only have 2 blockers. I don't know if that's anywhere close to lethal, but might just end it there for this particular round. No, yeah, it's nowhere close to lethal. I can play out a Hare Apparent, wait a turn, but I'm going to die, so no. Just swing for maximum damage. See how much we can lower their life total. That is 15 damage if they don't block it, and they did not, so. Okay. Whatever. Going on Rakdos, so hopefully they don't have a bunch of sweepers. They probably have a bunch of targeted removal. One decides taking 2 damage is worth seeing what I'm going to play, and then removing things. Goodbye, Delney. Just want one more game with Over the Top. How long is it going to take? One on a kind of Rakdos midrange deck. Probably actually more of a demon combo deck with the Unholy Annex, but hard to say. Okay, I will double Hare Apparent, I guess. Best to kill one now. Have another kill spell? You're gonna need to draw a lot of those spot removals, because the rabbits go wide. Thistle Harvester, Ugler Rat, Burglar Rat. Ooh. So close to being so nice. Do we swing in or do we wait a turn and hope that we get to keep some of our board? Please no more rats. I forgot they printed this into standard. You're gonna love this last card. Just leave it in my hand. Just play out like a... Yeah, perfect. We need to go wider. I'm gonna wait a turn. That gives us a bunch of attackers, and then we can Imodanes, assuming we get to keep our hand. There's a big assumption. Is this a demon? No, so this should... They didn't swing in with the Unstoppable Slasher, which is strange. Okay. Fine. They have 4 blockers. We have 11 attack, 12 attackers. We'll just say this is lethal. Just block the hares because they have 3 power, but... Yeah, this is lethal the way they have it blocked. Okay. Alright, we have Over the Top in hand. This might be the game. Mono green, so hopefully they don't punch your face in too fast. A land, we'll keep it. That'll help us get to our Kayla's Restoration, maybe. Mono green counters, okay. Do we just play out Imodane's Recruiter as like a creature just for the sake of it? Maybe. Gold Vein Hydra, that's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's kind of annoying, but they don't attack in. Ooh, that's really good for us. I'll just play the Imodane's Recruiter. It's just a permanent on the board. Do I Kayla's Reconstruction for a rat yet? Or a rabbit yet? Probably not if we can top deck a rabbit. Oh. Opponent has the +1 counter nuts. I play this on a rabbit. But if I do this one, I get 2 more rabbits. Might do this, Kayla's Reconstruction, and then hopefully Over the Top, and hopefully we'll survive 2 turns. One's gonna level up the Innkeeper's talent. That means we're really gotta gain a bunch of life. One, 2. Hare Apparent, Hare Apparent. That should maximize the number of lives we gain. Don't know if it'll be enough. We might have to chump block. No attacks, and then we should be able to Over the Top, and that might win us the game. Two. We go up to 12. If they have a palm spell, I weep. Alright. Blood Contaminator is fine. I can play this mountain, Hare Apparent. I'll make a bunch of rabbits. Give us a bunch more mana. Tap this for red. Play this.
Those who get in my way
I think we won. Think we won. We did it. Okay, holy crap. How long did that take? Oh my goodness. All the triggers though. So many lives. How high will our life total go? It was worth the wait. That's what I'm convinced. Oh, I have to click on their face. No, I wanted to see how much damage. GG, we did it, finally. That was what I was looking for. Nice and explosive. Alright, that is going to do it for this deck. Hopefully you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun, especially in that last game there. If you stuck through to the end, I appreciate that greatly. And hopefully you enjoyed that game just as much as I did. Over the top, super silly card, hard to play, but when you get to cast it and see it do some silly things, it's a true joy, and I think this is a pretty good deck for it. Anyways, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.